So I had to take
All you gotta do.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And I first would extend a thank you to Marla and the Historical Museum here. What a beautiful asset in our community, and thank you for hosting us. I'm Denise Hellman. I'm a Coldwell Banker of the Real Estate Group, and I'm currently serving as the board chair for the Chamber Board of Directors. So on behalf of the Chamber, I'd like to welcome everyone this morning. I just want to make a few comments directed towards our recipients. First of all, congratulations to all of you. I think it's a sign that maybe you're getting old when you have these types of conversations, but my husband and I often talk about who will be that next generation of leaders for our community. When you give to a community and it becomes so important to you, you want to be sure that there's a good succession plan in place. And I'm sure that our parents said the same thing, you know, who's going to be that next group of leaders that step up to the plate. But it warms my heart when I see the work that all of you are doing in our community. I'd like to just encourage you to make this a part of your fiber and a part of who you are and a part of your daily practices. I would also encourage all of you to give of your time, your talent, and your treasure until it hurts. Because that's where the magic happens. When you give at that level, you'll walk away from whatever organization you're volunteering for, whatever you're giving to. That's when you'll take back more than you ever give to that project. So I encourage you to do that. Just push yourself a little bit farther, just do a little bit more. But I am thrilled to be here as we celebrate your successes today and just to say thank you for everything that you've done for our community. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to our Chamber Executive Director, Kristen Craig.
Thank you, Bernice. I'd also like to recognize two other Chamber Executive Committee members that we have with us today, John Follett and David Templeton, and I think that's everybody we have. So thank you to all of you and Bernice as well for coming today and supporting this great initiative. This is an exciting morning, and it's not just because of the event itself, but it's because this is the first time that we've been able to celebrate this event in person and the winners in person since 2019. So we're really thrilled to be here today, as Bernice mentioned, at the Beaver County History Center at this great facility to be able to host this event back in person again. I'd also like to thank our partner in this event, the Tribune Star. You're going to hear now from Doug Dixon. Doug?
Thanks, Kristen. Pleasure to be here and working with the Chamber on this partnership that we have, honoring these individuals today. They make such a difference in our area in the West Central Indiana. I'd like to direct your attention, if you've not already seen it, the thing I just threw on the floor here. It's our special section that highlights each of our winners. And we're proud of our editorial staff and photography staff for providing in-depth looks into the lives of these people that we're recognizing today. So again, we're going to offer our congratulations to you as well. I'd also like to recognize our publisher, Robin McCloskey, with the Tribune Star is here with us, and glad you're joining us here as well.
So we'd like to extend a special thank you to, I'll put that down there, to the Eagle County History Center, Marla Flowers, Susie, and the rest of the staff who worked to be able to bring this together. We also like to recognize Maya Austin, who we'll be talking about here in a little bit, as one of our recipients, and the staff at Little Bear Coffee, who provided the coffee and breakfast items this morning. Maggie and Bo's Poplar Flower Shop provided the centerpieces, and the staff at the Chamber and the Tribune Star for all of their hard work on pulling this event together. Round of applause for them. Mayor Bennett, there you are. Thank you for joining us today as well. We appreciate you taking the time to come and honor these individuals. Now, let's get to the awards. So since we started presenting these awards in 2015, we have continued to have an amazing outpouring of nominations, which has made the job of the selection committee more and more difficult. I think Doug and I, whenever we got this year's nominations, we were like, these people keep getting younger. It's a good thing, and we're really excited about the quality of the nominations.
And it's a good problem to have. There's so many deserving young professionals in our community, but with so many nominations, it made the task of the panel very difficult in choosing just 12 individuals. So much so that this year, the community selected 2 couples who are working together to change their hometown. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for your service, your vision, your passion, and your knowledge. Let's get on with the awards.
Okay, so as I mentioned, if you had the coffee or breakfast when you got here, chances are you loved it, thanks to Maya Austin. Maya is the owner of not 1, but 2 successful coffee shops, Little Bear on the north side of Terre Haute and the newest location in Rosedale, Indiana. She's also part of her family's businesses, Delish Cafe and Babo's Cafe.
As if working with all 4 of those businesses wasn't enough, Maya is wife to husband Daniel and mother to the original Little Bear, son Eli. Yeah. Now, every time I pass there, I'm gonna think of Eli, because he's former kindergarten teacher. Maya also homeschools Eli, in between work and volunteering for numerous community organizations. In the article by the Tribune Star, Maya, who immigrated with her family from Bosnia in 1999, said being a mother has strengthened her resolve to make a difference. Please join me in welcoming Maya Austin to the stage.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Maya. In the 7 years we've been hosting the 12 Under 40 Awards, we've awarded both a husband and wife with this award, but not at the same time, until today.
Mark and Tiffany Baker could be called the king and queen of 12 points. The owners of Three Stitches Investments and Partner 12 Points, along with numerous house flipping projects, the couple is leading the charge of change on the north side of their hometown.
Retired from military jobs that took them all over the world, Mark and Tiffany chose to come home and make a difference. If you've driven through 12 Points lately, you can't miss the new signage indicating you're entering the historic 12 Points area. That, along with dozens of small businesses that now have storefronts and countless homes that have gotten some much needed TLC. Mark and Tiffany are true change makers in our community. Please join me in welcoming Mark and Tiffany Baker to the stage. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thanks so much. 12 Under 40 is awesome. We have a lot of relentless young people in West Central Indiana who are doing super cool things. Like Renee said, please keep supporting us. Please keep encouraging us because it's working. Thanks.
Our next recipient is someone that enjoys the spotlight, has been making a huge difference behind the scenes for many years. Daniel Connolly, a graduate from West Holman, and started his career with Wabash Valley Asphalt, now Milestone Construction. In the 17 years Daniel has been with the company, he's continued to grow professionally, obtaining his professional engineering license, and now serving as the operations manager for Milestone.
Daniel's passion for his hometown is something I've witnessed through the Chamber's advocacy initiatives over the years. A member of the Terre Haute Regional Airport Board, Daniel is working to grow our community and capitalize on all of the great things on the horizon. Additionally, Daniel is husband to wife Terry, who's also joined us this morning, who works at the Hometown Savings Bank, and father to Erica and Andrew. Please join me in welcoming Daniel Conley, maybe slightly reluctantly, to the stage. Anything you'd like to say? You're good?
When choosing the recipients for this year's 12 under 40, a number of people stood out, and as we said earlier, some of these were couples who are really making it their life mission to create change and grow the community. Tim and Kelly Drake are no exception. The owners of the mill, they've transformed what was a vacant former paper mill into a destination concert venue that serves not only West Central Indiana residents, but people all over the state and beyond.
Just a few short months away from their second season at the mill, Tim and Kelly already have a packed lineup, including Flo Rida, Jake, Owen, and more. And that's just the beginning for the mill. Plans are in the works for expansion, and the couple is working on opportunities to use the outdoor space for nonprofit fundraisers, food truck events, and to showcase local brands. We have a feeling this isn't the last time we'll be celebrating Tim and Kelly in the future. Please join me in welcoming Tim and Kelly Drake to the stage. Okay, we have a small technical error. We're going to solve them. We're still good? Okay. All right, let's go backwards.
In a short time, our next recipient has been in West Central Indiana. She's made a big impact on higher education. Jessica Crawford moved to Terre Haute in 2012 from Seymour to attend Indiana State University as a residential scholar. A member of the ISU Network's professional development program, Jessica spent a good amount of time volunteering in the community where she developed a love of the place she now calls home.
After graduation, Jessica continued in higher education, joining the team at St. Mary of the Woods College. Now an advancement officer, she continues to give back both to ISU and SMWC. She serves as an advisor to the Gamma Omicron chapter of Delta Gamma at ISU and as a mentor for the network's professional development program. And as if that wasn't enough, Jessica serves on the External Relations Committee for the Swope Art Museum and volunteers for Rethink, Happiness Bag, and the United Way. Please help me in recognizing Jessica Crawford.
I just wanted to say thanks to the Chamber and the Tribune Star for this award. It's great to be considered among the change makers who are making a difference here in the Wabash Valley. Thank you.
Our next recipient couldn't be with us this morning, but the reason just shows what kind of a person he is. Chris Egge is the plant manager at Brampton Brick, a position he's held since 2017. This morning, he's attending the monthly meeting for the Sullivan Parks and Lake Association, saying he's made a commitment to the organization and cannot skip the meeting.
When he returns to the plant, Egge is busy with the plant running at 100% capacity and a 50% increase since last June. That translates to a production of 1 million bricks a year. I need to say bricks, not bucks. 1 million bricks a year. A retired Marine, Egge spends his time empowering his workforce, which has increased 30%. He also volunteers for the city and county of Sullivan, which is where Brampton Brick is located. We'll work with Chris to get his award to him and congratulate him on this honor.
Our next recipient is another Terre Haute transplant. Brian Horseman relocated to Terre Haute in 2010 to attend Indiana State University. It was during his time at ISU that he started an internship with SoilMax, which led to his current position as engineering manager. The Colorado native has gotten involved in the community through his position with SoilMax and expanded that involvement to numerous organizations throughout the area.
It started with the Wabash Valley Riverscape Project, which he now serves as vice president of the organization. An advocate for outdoors, he's also served as the chair of Wabashiki Day and organized the McNicholas 10K Trail in honor of his former ISU track and field coach, the late John McNicholas. Brian is also an active member of Terre Haute Rotary and will serve as the president next year. He also gives time to the Wabash Valley Community Foundation Guys Who Give and is involved with Sleep in a Heavenly Place, which was started by his co-workers to build bunk beds for kids. Please help us in welcoming Brian Persson.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone and congratulations to all the other recipients at Tribune Star and Chambers for putting this event on. To my family, my mother was able to come down. My wife allows me to do a lot of these things, takes a little time out of the day. My employer, Joe, he's also a big part of this. He lets me take those meetings during the day and make up the time. So not being too strict, I really value that. And then my right-hand man, Tom, he's usually helping me do these things. So if I'm usually out and about, you probably see Tom with me. So he's a big help, along with a lot of other people in this room, to make these things and change that we see. So thank you guys.
We can all agree that the pandemic has been a very tough time, but imagine starting your new career during that period as well. It's a reality for Terre Haute Symphony Executive Director Samantha Johnson-Helms, who began her position 2 years ago. An accomplished clarinet player with the symphony since 2013, Samantha didn't let the pandemic stop the organization from providing music to the community. Concerts were still performed and tickets sold on a virtual platform. During that time, Sammy, as she's known to many, also created virtual options for local students who were not able to attend the annual concert for fourth graders.
Sammy also partnered with the Osher Lifelong Learning Center to create a series of Zoom presentations. Tour of the Orchestra, which featured Terre Haute symphony musicians sharing information about their instruments, history, and more. Described as the total package in the submission by members of the Symphony Board, Sammy also serves as the principal clarinet. She's cultivated relationships with the Chamber, Vigo County Public Library, School of Art Museum, and more in order to strengthen relationships within the community. Please help me in welcoming Samantha Johnson-Helms.
I just wanted to say thank you to the Chamber and the Tribune Star for putting this together. This is a really wonderful opportunity to recognize folks in our community. I also wanted to thank Barb Hagerman, our THSO Board President, for being here, and Nancy Watkins, who's our music librarian and our office manager. It's not just me doing a lot of these things. Our board has been extremely supportive, and there's more to come, so thank you.
Our next recipient is on a mission to beautify and preserve Terre Haute's historic Farrington Grove neighborhood. Jevy Lenderman and her husband Ben have big goals for Terre Haute's oldest and most historic area. The family is currently restoring 2 historic properties in which they'll turn into a bed and breakfast and an inn. Sage Mansion, which was the former Vigo County Historical Society, is 10,000 square feet and will be open as a B&B. The mansion's sister property, the former Women's Department Club, was sold to Jevy and Ben, which made it the first time it has been sold in nearly 100 years.
The couple plans to have both properties open by winter in order to participate in the annual Christmas home tour of Farrington Grove. In addition to her work in Farrington Grove, Jevy is a teacher at Fayette Elementary. She also teaches Sunday school at Maryland Community Church and is a mom to 3 kids. Please join me in welcoming Jevy Lenderman to the stage. Our next recipient believes in the value of education, not only because of her career in higher education, but because education changed her family and brought her to the United States from the Philippines. Diane Francis Powell is the Associate Director of University Communications at Indiana State University. She's also worked in marketing and communications for St. Mary of the Woods College, served as an adjunct professor at Ivy Tech, and spent time as a general assignment reporter for the Tribune Star. She immigrated to the US from the Philippines after her father moved to the US to earn his doctorate and establish a career.
Both professionally and personally, Diane stresses the importance of education, especially to her two sons. She also gives back to the community in a number of ways. Diane spends her time volunteering for organizations like Art Spaces, Rethink, Wabash Valley Community Foundation, Terre Haute Diversity Walk, just to name a few. She also sings in the choir at St. Margaret Mary Catholic Church. Diane is proud of her Filipino heritage. In 2018, she wrote a 9-part series for the Tribune Star. And in 2020, she spoke right here at the Vigo County History Center about Filipino American culture, which has been in Terre Haute since the 1960s. Please help me in welcoming Diane Francis Powell.
I just want to say good morning to everybody. Good to see all of you. I also want to give a good afternoon or good evening to some of my relatives, family, and friends in the Philippines watching on Zoom. I have some family also tuning in. So I just want to give them some shout out. And my family in the different parts of the United States, they're also tuned in. So sorry, I guess I brought more people than I want to thank my husband for being here today. My boss, Mark Alicia, who's been a great and constant support for me. Sumalaya Jackson is here today as well, and Mary Kramer. Thank you so much for all your support and guidance. And it's so it's such a wonderful opportunity to be working with you, knowing you, and knowing all of you actually. Congratulations to all of the awardees today. And I also want to say I feel incredibly honored to be receiving this award. And I thank the rest of my work family at Indiana State University for the support. Thank you to the Chamber and the Tribune Star and the selection committee for this award. I feel honored.
Our next honoree is Morgan Wilson, but to many she's known as Coach. The owner of Phoenix Elite Gym located in the Meadows. She's our neighbor for the Meadows. Morgan has made a career out of helping others realize their true potential. Morgan opened the gym in 2021 and relocated to Meadows late last year. In addition to the gym, Morgan owns the Clean It Crew, a residential and commercial cleaning business. She says she never imagined she would own a gym. But once she started, she realized people were counting on her to serve as a coach and motivate.
Morgan is also giving back to the community. She's part of the organizing committee for Terre Haute's Juneteenth celebration. She also works to raise funds for community organizations, including breast cancer awareness and homeless initiatives. She's also worked closely with organizations like the Terre Haute Chamber and Launch Terre Haute to bring more awareness and opportunity to underserved populations. I've had the opportunity to get to know Morgan a little bit through this process, and she is incredibly deserving, and we're incredibly honored to have you today. Please help me welcome Morgan to the stage. Another reluctant recognition recipient. Let's do a photo real quick.
My mom said I have to stand over here.
Okay.
I guess I'll be the awkward one. I did write a little something, and I was counting on you guys. Please. I asked my son this morning what I should say. He said, just be you. You have everything that you need to build something far bigger than yourself. I've reread and reread this quote to myself since 2013. Yes, I have been repeating that to myself for a long time now. You know, crazy enough, I don't think that I fully understood it until about 3 years ago. And if you would have asked me 10 to 15 years ago what I would be doing today, the story definitely would not be like this. I guess you could say that finding out that I was one of the honorees for this was definitely a little bit of a shock. I think everyone in this room can relate when I say that there's an incredible feeling you get when you finally know exactly what it is that you actually want to do. And once you get that feeling, you take off and you never question anything again. You just move on every opportunity that you can move with. There's something magical that happens when you realize how powerful and how capable you are as a soul being. The minute I realized that was the minute that I knew that I wanted to create my very own domino effect. When you go to this point, it's almost like evolving backwards. Your imagination runs wild, sort of like a child in a fantasy land or a make-believe world created at playtime. Just like when we were children, there's an overwhelming feeling of excitement when big changes, growth, and kindness are amongst us. The point I'm getting to is I think that we all have the make-believe land or world we are all trying to build in this reality. I think we all do it in very different ways, but in the end, we still push for good changes, growth, and kindness, and so much more. I think we've all also accomplished creating those few things within the community, and we've started others to lead with the same goals that overall is amazing by itself, guys. We're the dreamers and the doers. We are part of the 2%. And I'm extremely humbled and proud to be accepting this award today amongst other great individuals like yourselves. Standing here today, I think we have all hit that point of wanting that same overwhelming feeling of excitement, but now for the community too. There was a quote sitting on my desk yesterday. Yes, I wrote this last night. That said, when you're brave enough to be yourself, you give others permission to do the same. I think it is and has been safe to say that this is no longer about personal growth. Statistically, I should not even be standing here today. God had other plans for me, and I refuse not to lead with my purpose. If I could say anything today that carries meaning into anyone watching or anyone wanting to make a change or difference, it would be to stand 10 toes down. Be your authentic self and to just do it. If even for just one moment you were inspired, you were indeed inspired. Run with that and don't lose it. I would say don't sit around and wait for others to make a change, but for you to make one on your own. And lastly, ladies, you don't have to be quiet anymore. Elevate as you should. I hope all of these many different people here today have inspired you all out there to be kind and make a difference in some way positively. I'd like to thank the Chamber and the Tribune and all of the officials helping create special moments like this one here today. Thank you, and I will leave you with this. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones that we have been waiting for. We are the change that we see. Rock on.
For our final recipient of the morning, we should probably say cheers instead of congratulations. Tyler Woodward and his family are the owners and operators of Water Tower Estates Winery. It started as a hobby that turned into a booming business on Terre Haute South Side. Woodward, who graduated from ISU in 2010 with a degree in finance, opened Water Tower in 2017. The family-friendly winery and property is part of the State Line Wine Trail, and the products are sold around town, including Basler's Market and 7th and 70.
With the success of the winery, Tyler and his wife, Tiffany, who is a school teacher in Vigo County, have spent a lot of their time giving back to the community. Water Tower Estate has partnered with both Indiana State University and Rose-Hulman to create custom wines, with proceeds going back to the universities for scholarships and other student foundations. Tyler also rallied local businesses to create gift baskets to essential workers during the pandemic shutdown. Tiffany and Tyler are parents to daughter Mila, and they just announced they have another baby on the way. Please welcome Tyler Whitford.
I wasn't going to speak, but I'm going to say something real quick because I feel terrible because all of us know we can't do any of this without a team. And so I'd like to thank my team. Firstly, my Water Tower family. They're there. They can step up when I can't be there. So I really appreciate all my staff. I appreciate my real family. And then I appreciate my wife. She's probably the reason why I can do any of this. She takes care of our children and she takes care of our families. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Please join me in giving one more round of applause to all of the honorees. Congratulations to each and every one of them.
And thanks to all of you for coming today. I hope you leave this event inspired and just really hopeful about the future and what our community has to offer. Before everybody leaves, we need our recipients to stick around for a few photos. So again, thank you all for joining us today. Go out, have a great day.